Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm really excited about this video because I will be reviewing and doing 6 looks using the Clionadh Cosmetics stained glass collection. And I got a custom bundle during their pre-order and they finally came and I've been so excited to play with them. So I've done a look with these each separately to total 6 looks in this video. I have had quite a bit of experience with using Multichromes. I've tried Dawn Eye Cosmetics, Darling Girl, Tammy Tanuka, and Notoriously Morbid. Most of them are loose pigments and some of them were pressed. And I personally hate using loose pigments. I think it's just messier and it's just harder to work with. I'd rather something hard pressed that I can keep in a palette, which is the other problem with loose pigments is they come in jars and I have to keep all the jars somewhere organized and it's just kind of a pain in the butt. And what I've learned with Multichromes is some of them are harder to capture on camera. And I think that's in part because the colors that it's shifting are not really that far apart on the spectrum than the pigments that have a shift from pretty different colors, like a purple to gold. It's quite a bit of a contrast versus a blue to green. I think those usually are harder to capture and see. And I do have a video up using the Dawn Eye Cosmetics loose pigment, and I will link that down below. And there I talk about how it's easier to see the shift when there's 2 sources of light. And it's also better if these lights are not straight on and they're kind of set apart. So one like in front of you and one kind of off to the side. So in this collection, there are 2 types of Multichromes. There's the jeweled and the glitter. The jeweled shades have a built-in black base, so you don't need to worry about putting an eyeshadow down and putting these on top. The glitter shades, on the other hand, they're just on the lighter spectrum of the colors. So in the first look, I did try the shade Smolder with and without a base, and I used my Ride or Die Farinay Pixie Epoxy. I love using for really anything. It's just the perfect amount of stickiness and it's clear and it's not too thick. I think for these Multichromes, something like the Too Faced glitter glue is too thick. And with the Pixie Epoxy, I do like to wait just about 10 seconds for it to dry down just a little bit so it's not too wet. But that is my absolute favorite. I cannot recommend it enough. And so what I did end up seeing is that even though these are pressed and they apply fine, but the sticky base does just kick it up a notch. So I ended up using the Pixie Epoxy in the rest of the looks. But of course you can go in straight with these on a brush with no sticky base and you will definitely get the effect of the Multichrome, but it will just not be as metallic of a sheen as with the sticky base. So the reason I use these all separately is because when you do pair them up, you just will not really see the complete shift in both of the shades because they're not covering enough of the area to get that shift. So I recommend using these one at a time. And the more lid space you cover, the easier it will be to see the shift. So if you cover your entire lid from inner corner to outer corner, you will see the shift the easiest, while if you just do it on the center lid, you will have less of a shift. So for example, I felt like the shade Lunette and Trefoil were harder to catch the shift in, while Smolder was the easiest to capture the shift. And I will also insert some swatches. And I find that because these have a built-in black base, all the looks look a little bit more smoky versus kind of light and everyday, but you could totally tone it down for everyday and just do an eyeliner with these. So let's go ahead and get started on these looks. 6 shades that I got from the Jeweled collection from Clionadh Cosmetics, and I love them all so much. I would definitely recommend trying these out. I would love to hear your thoughts on Multichromes, whether it is Clionadh or any other brand, and if you have tried them before and how you like them. And also let me know which shade is favorite from the 6 that I got. I would love to hear your thoughts. And I will compare these to my other Multichromes in another separate video. I feel like there's quite a bit to cover there, so I think it deserves its own designated video for just swatches, so stay tuned for that. And thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you next time.